right. That's right. Dude, Smile 2 is a really, really good movie.
Oh yeah, Smile 2 was like the
Okay.
perfect escalation from the first
Oh,
movie. Um,
I thought so too. Oh my gosh, I thought it was great.
it was so good.
Oh,
Hello and welcome back to the Real Horror Show podcast. I'm not sure about the rest of the world, but February was just so fucking busy.
yeah, dude, why?
How did that
I don't know.
happen? So that's why we're just now getting back, but it all works out because now episodes will be released 1 week behind rather than 2 weeks behind, which is what we've always done. Well, maybe
Yeah.
not even 1 week behind, like 3 days behind.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
if I have my shit together and edit this, it'll be out
Yeah.
Wednesday. It's March 2nd. The Oscars are tonight. We're all pulling
Oh.
for big wins for the substance.
Oh my God, yes.
And
Ah.
I'm gonna be honest, I was talking to my friends the other day about this. I
Mhm.
love movies. I'm a cinephile. I am a
Same.
film bro, yo. Um,
Yeah.
I'm
Love
just not
movies.
really pumped about these Oscars, and I blame Amelia Perez, and I think the writer strike has something to do with it, but this year's nominees are so kind of, most of them feel very basic.
Yeah, so
There's,
I'm looking at the best. Are we talking about the best picture nominees?
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, Amelia Perez. That is a movie. I have not seen this movie. Have you seen that?
I've seen clips that have made me not want to see this movie.
What is this movie
It
about?
is about a Mexican drug lord who kidnaps a lawyer to help her get a sex change operation. And I think that's the story. However, the movie has been panned by both Mexicans and the trans community for being horrible representations and no well, Amelia Perez is played by an actual trans woman.
Okay.
However, the movie is a French movie. It was made by a French production company with
Oh.
no like input from Mexican filmmakers or, just anyone who actually has lived in Mexico and has lived this experience of the drug scene in Mexico. And really, the only clip you need to see is it's a musical. It's a very poorly written
What?
musical. It's a very,
Oh my
hello, nice to meet you. I'd like to talk about sex change operation. No, and I'm not even making that shit up. That is one of the songs. Venus to vagina.
Oh my God.
It, anyway, this movie has been winning out over Wicked, and
No, Wicked was really
Wicked was
good.
very good and an actual musical.
Yeah, what
And
the fuck?
And honestly, I would argue better queer representation than whatever Amelia Perez was trying to do,
Yeah.
because even if Elphaba and Glinda don't kiss,
They're gay.
their energy is screaming, just fucking kiss already.
I know. Yeah. And there's so much more representation too. Like I saw like individuals who were disabled in that movie and I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I haven't seen that before." So I was like, "Word."
So we are hoping for the worst for Amelia Perez because really I would argue the only reason this movie has won the awards it has won, despite not being good and being critically panned by the communities it claims to represent,
Yeah.
is it's one of those movies where white Hollywood liberals vote for it to win Best Picture so they can pat themselves on the back.
Ah, yes, I see. I see.
Yes,
Well,
we the Best Picture nominee about a trans Mexican woman that was not written by a trans Mexican woman, but written
yeah.
by a French cis white man.
Right. And like I'm looking at like how people like hate this. It's like I got a 2.2.
Yeah,
Damn. That's
yeah,
really low. How
yeah.
the
So,
fuck?
so we're pulling. My poll this year is for Honora, Wicked, and The Substance.
All right, so Honora, let me look at that.
Honora was so good.
Honora looks like, oh, okay. I have seen a trailer for Honora.
It's very good.
Very good. A young woman from Brooklyn gets a chance to central story, meeting the son of an oligarch. Ooh, cool. Interesting.
So I think that's gonna win Best Original Screenplay. I think
Okay.
ideally, I think I don't know who should win Best Picture.
There's also, okay, we have a complete un okay, let's go through it. So there's Emilia Perez, we already discussed that. I had no idea that was also a musical. Like, are we
Hmm.
cool with the musicals, guys? Like, not that like we all know I hate musicals, but I'm just saying how rude of me. But anyway, we have a complete unknown, which is literally about Bob Dylan.
Yes, it is about his
Great.
early days.
Okay, woohoo. Okay, next, Conclave. Ooh, Ray Fiennes. We all love him, but like
It's
this is
it's a
a
Catholic Church scandal movie.
we already have a bunch of that. Okay, next. But I love Ray Fiennes, so
Hmm.
hell yeah. Nickel Boys.
Pretty sure
What
Nickel Boys
the fuck
is
is this? Boys in College. Oh, but someone goes to a reformery. Uh,
the story follows two African American boys who were sent to
okay.
an abusive reform school in 1960s Florida.
Ah, okay. That could be interesting. Nickel Boys. Next, I'm still here.
I'm Still Here's the only one I really don't know a lot about.
Is this a this is Mex Spanish language
Ooh,
movie, I think. Am I right? I know that this is not this is has subtitles, I know, but I don't know the language.
Lonely battled to learn the truth behind the disappearance of her husband
Oh,
while trying to
yeah.
keep. Oh, I'd be into that.
Word.
But really, and then you have Dune Part Two and the fucking Brutalist, which I'm not gonna fucking
The
see.
fuck is the brutalist? Get out
It's
of
a
here.
3.5 hour biopic about the guy who created brutalist architecture.
The fuck is brutalist architecture?
What the National Theatre in London is.
Oh.
Just that very cold,
Oh, National
uh,
Theater. I'm gonna Google that.
it's like a pushback against classical architecture. I don't know. Either way, I feel like
Oh.
this year's nominees are relatively run-of-the-mill
Yeah.
Oscar nominations. There's nothing I'm excited about, like Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is still one of the best movies, or Parasite. The only ones I'm excited about are Anora, The Substance,
The
and Wicked.
Substance. Me too. I haven't even seen Nora. Hey, The Brutalist does have Adrian Brody, who I love. But why
Yeah,
is this a 3.5 hour movie? What the fuck,
I
Sam?
I don't know. And I don't even think Adrian Brody should be nominated for Best Actor because they admitted that they used AI to make his Hungarian accent better. And I think, you know, had they not admitted that or just not done it, he could have earned the nomination, in my opinion. But
Oh
if
man.
you it's
Yeah.
called acting, you're supposed to just act and it's fine. And
Yeah.
whatever, we're not talking about the Oscar nominated movies, although tonight is going to be a big night for horror with Alien Romulus up for an award, Nosferatu up for an award, and The Substance up for all of the big categories. So
Sweet. I will want
that
to tune in.
and it will finally be streaming on Hulu this year.
What's streaming on Hulu?
The Oscars.
Oh yeah, yeah. That you know what? I my subconscious knew that. That's why I said I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch tune in because I was like, I think I can watch it.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
only took them this fucking long to just stream it on Hulu and not force me to
Fucking paywall that bullshit.
not fucking pay. And then they're like,
Oh.
oh, no one watches the Oscars anymore because you
No
make it
shit, idiot. We all
inaccessible.
have
You make it
streaming,
in
dumbass.
fucking Disney owns ABC, they own Hulu. There's no fucking reason not to just stream it on
Just
Hulu
yeah, on
without the
Hulu.
need of live TV. They do it for like the presidential stuff all the time. So just do it for this if you care that much about people watching the Oscars.
For real.
Anyway, now that I
Okay,
know I can
anyway.
easily watch it tonight, I
Yeah,
probably will just to root for the horror categories, but otherwise,
yes.
I'm bored with this year's Oscar nominees.
Dude, yeah, you know what? That does look like a pretty boring lineup. And so, once I'm done with school, I'm really excited to actually like look at those lists and just like catch up. I'm gonna watch like all those movies and stuff, and
I believe in you.
so I can really re-solidify myself in society and be a cinephile just like Sam because
I
like I fell off the cinephile truck or whatever.
I believe in you.
Thanks, Sam.
Um, So anyway, we're not here to just talk about the Oscars.
Yeah.
We're here to finally talk about Smile 2.
Woohoo!
This week we're reviewing Smile 2, which is a 2024 American supernatural psychological horror film written and directed by Parker Finn. It is a sequel to Smile from 2022. The film stars Naomi Scott as Skye Riley, a pop star who begins to experience a series of increasingly disturbing events just as she is about to embark on tour. And this is how we like to break it down. We start with characters and acting, then segue into story and writing, and then we wrap things up with some production notes. Then we like to discuss the real horrors this movie addresses. Sometimes they're serious, and sometimes we like to have a little bit of goofy fun. That being said, we are a horror movie podcast, so here is a general trigger warning. We talk about death, blood, guts, and other unsavory topics that might not be suitable for everyone, although we try to do so sensitively. Listeners' discretion is advised. Movies are then rated on a scale of what the fuck did I just watch, which means there are no redeeming qualities to be found. Meh, it's okay, and ah, yeah, that fucked me up, which is what all horror should strive to be. So, let's get started.
Word.
I
Yeah.
I I am disappointed I didn't see this in theaters because after watching it, I got the hype.
Oh, so good.
Like it's the
Yeah.
perfect escalation for
Oh
a
my
sequel.
gosh. Yeah, it is. Holy crap.
Although they did pull one of my it's a trope I'm really indifferent to, but it is a horror movie trope where they bring back a significant character from the first movie just to kill them off in the first 5 minutes. We
Sweet
have
Kyle.
we have
Rest in
Kyle
peace.
Gallner reprising his role for like 15 minutes. The movie opens pretty much immediately after the first one, and he's
Yeah.
trying to pass the curse onto someone else, and he's chosen,
The drug house.
yeah, the drug house criminals to pass it on to. And once he does that, is immediately killed by a truck, which is very Cabin Fever 2 colon Spring Break, because that's what they do with Ryder Young, Ryder,
Yeah.
right,
I
Ryder
don't
Strong,
know.
Ryder,
I don't know. I
the
don't
guy
know.
from Boys Meets World.
I don't watch that. I didn't watch it. Oh no. I've outed
Who the
myself.
fuck are you? Ryder Strong. Ryder,
I think, yeah.
that's what they did with Ryder Strong in the sequel of Cabin Fever.
Oh, okay.
Is we see him, he's
Dang.
running through the woods and then he gets hit by a semi truck.
That's always like a, you know what? Like, despite the fact that that has been done a couple times, it always is shocking when they just get
Yeah.
hit by a fucking car. You're like, oh shit.
But it cleans the slate with
Yes.
we know what's her face probably died, definitely died.
Yeah. Rest in
Uh
peace. Kevin, or
but
yeah.
our that makes room for our new leading lady, who is Naomi Scott, who we might recognize as Princess Jasmine from the remake of Aladdin a few years ago.
I did not see that, so I did not know. I
Um,
don't think I've seen her before.
well, I
Like,
think that's the only thing I recognized her from in her IMDb.
yeah, right. Yeah, like yeah, I haven't seen any of the other movies she's been in because you know what? She hasn't been in anything like major that's
Hmm.
like been on the radar apart from Smile 2 now, I think. She was incredible.
She was so good.
Oh my God.
Very good. She plays Skye Riley, who is a pop star. She has Lady Gaga vibes, but like
Yeah.
fame-wise, I would put her at the Taylor Swift level where because that would just be horrifying
Yeah.
to
Oh yeah.
one, just have that level of fame. That's
Hmm.
horrifying.
Yes, definitely.
And then to have a curse that relies on, I guess, people seeing your death to pass on.
Yeah, yeah.
And then doing it at like a fucking Eagle
Yeah.
Stadium
That was
size venue.
crazy. That was so cool.
All
I
of
was
those
like, oh
people are
shit.
marked now.
They are? Is that wild? I was like, oh my God, what the
So
fuck?
perfect escalation. Like,
So
the
good.
curse was just like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And it latched onto her.
Yes, it was. It was.
Yeah. So Skye is dealing with a lot of trauma after nearly dying in a car crash. She has a lingering injury that she handles with Vicodin rather than, physical therapy or something that would actually help the pain rather than just mask it.
Yeah. Truth.
She does, however, publicly claim sobriety, and we have another notable actor, Drew Barrymore, just
Oh
playing
my God,
herself. I
yeah.
wasn't expecting that
Same.
because I've been very good about not knowing
Yeah.
too much about horror movies before I watch them in
Yeah.
recent years. So Drew Barrymore playing herself, that adds a level of realism. This takes place in our world where Drew Barrymore gets uncomfortably close to all of the guests on her show.
Yeah, just holds your hand like
Just
constantly,
just
no matter
fucking
what.
spoons you on the
Yeah, and you're just like,
couch.
okay, chill.
Everybody's crying. I've never watched the Drew Barrymore. I just see those
Me
clips,
either. Yeah.
and that does not seem like good, like calming, chillaxing, early morning talk show stuff. That seems like trauma dumping.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, if someone's like holding your hand when you're on like the TV show, you're trying to like focus on what you're talking about. So that could like distract you a lot.
Hmm.
I hate that.
Yeah. So I would
Anyway, but
say,
yeah, she's up there. Yeah.
we'll talk about Naomi's friends and her mother as we talk about the story, but
Yeah.
Naomi is really the key central focus of this movie. She's on screen 99% of it. She's not on screen in the first act because we haven't met her yet in the
Yeah.
first scene with Kyle. We're wrapping up some stuff from the first movie, but really from her introduction onward, Skye Riley is the center of the movie. She is on screen the whole time as she is being haunted by the smile curse.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
So, yeah, moving on into story. Yes, I was
Word.
correct. This movie takes place 6 days after
Ah,
our last main character's death.
got it.
And Joel is trying to pass the smile entity on by killing one murderous criminal in front of another during the shootout. He accidentally kills the witness, but drug dealer Louis Fergoli inherits the curse as a bystander.
Yep.
When Joel tries to flee, he is run over and killed by a truck. Skye Riley is preparing for a comeback tour after a very public struggle with substance abuse. This is a production note, but
Yeah.
Parker Finn based a lot of Skye Riley on, her vibe is very Lady Gaga, but her past and struggles with substance abuse is based on Britney Spears's public struggle with substance
Oh,
abuse,
okay. Yeah.
which that makes sense with a lot of the footage we see and
Right.
flashbacks we see of her going through this struggle.
Yeah.
Um, and she was in a car crash that killed her boyfriend Paul Hudson, who was an actor. And despite the constant supervision from her momager Elizabeth and her assistant Joshua, Skye tries to buy Vicodin from Lewis, her high school friend, after injuring her back in rehearsals. At his apartment, Skye witnesses Lewis is screaming and panicking and collapsing in a seizure. He rises with a smile on his face and then smashes his face with a barbell plate.
That was fucking crazy.
Oh, I loved that kill. That was one of my notes, is the effects of the barbell kill were crazy. Shiz, yo.
Also, Lucas Gage, excellent when he
Yeah.
does a scary smile. He's such a good-looking guy, but wow. He's- Sign him up for all the horror movies,
Yeah.
guys. I think he has been a couple, but a couple horror movies.
Hmm.
But anyway, yeah.
But Skye doesn't report his death to anyone because she doesn't want to be caught
Yeah.
in that area with all those drugs and a dead body. That's not going to be good for the tour.
No, no way. So,
Uh,
just let him go.
So now she's cursed herself, and as we saw in the first movie, she begins experiencing deranged hallucinations of people smiling at her, and her mental health, which is already very fragile after the trauma
Yeah.
she's endured,
Yeah.
rapidly deteriorates.
Hmm.
She tries to reconcile with her estranged friend Gemma.
Gemma, yeah.
Skye receives a text from an unknown number claiming they know she was at Lewis's apartment and that she is in danger. She's invited to speak at a fundraiser, but Skye hallucinates the teleprompter stalling and goes into an impromptu tirade about how success has not improved her life. And then she sees a small, smiling Paul approaching from the audience and panics, accidentally injuring the event's elderly
An old
host.
lady.
Yeah.
Pushes
But
her.
it's not her fault. She saw her dead boyfriend smiling at
Yeah,
her.
he came up to her.
Yeah, that was scary.
Dude, I didn't know her dead boyfriend is Jack Nicholson's son.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
I didn't know. I just looked at all their stuff and I clicked on him. His name is Ray Nicholson, and I clicked on him and it
Oh,
said that he's Nicholson.
good for him because I was
That's why
gonna
he's so
ask
scary.
when we get to production whether or not you think people are cast solely based on their smiles. And it would make sense to want a Nicholson in
It
there for
does.
their crazy deranged smiles.
Yeah. The son of actor Jack Nicholson and actress Rebecca Broussard. And they have a side by side of him doing the smile in the Smile movie and then Jack Nicholson's smile in The Shining in like the door.
Hmm.
And I'm like, that's why he's so scary. He just looks like a freak.
Yeah.
It's because his dad is iconic freak. So anyway, I didn't know that until like 5 minutes ago, dude. Okay,
So
but anyway,
after that shit happens,
yeah, that
Skye
was
meets
scary.
Morris, the man who texted her.
Oh.
He tells her, I've been tracking this entity ever since it killed my brother. He explains to her how the curse is passed to anyone who witnesses a victim's death, theorizing that the entity is parasitic and could die without a host. He suggests stopping Skye's heart and then resuscitating her to break the curse, but she refuses and leaves after being recognized by bargoers. Following a lengthy mental breakdown in her apartment, Skye is cornered by the entity, which takes the form of her backup dancer,
Bunch of
Skye.
dancers. Yeah.
Skye tries to escape, but is violently thrown around the apartment and
Yep.
pinned down as a giant arm
Oh,
forces its way into her throat, causing her to
yeah.
black out.
Yeah.
And this is when we see the reveal that Paul's death was the result of her intentionally crashing the car during a drug-induced argument.
Yeah.
She wakes
Yeah.
up later after that,
And super nice rehab.
yeah, in a rehab, arguing with Elizabeth about the upcoming tour. Suddenly, Elizabeth smiles, smashes the mirror, and fatally stabs herself with a shard. Skye attempts to leave, but to her horror, realizes she was the one who stabbed
Oh
Elizabeth.
gosh.
And then I like this part of the movie where the assistant is like, I'm trying to come in, and she's like, no, go get me a water. And he said, you have water in the room. And she said, then go get me a soda. And he's like, what kind of soda? And she's like, I don't fucking care, just surprise me.
And he's like, okay, I will. And it's like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that
In
is
our
amazing.
defense, I am reading more off Wikipedia than using my own memory because it has been over
It's
a week
been,
since we've watched the movie.
yeah, it's
We
been
had
a
to
while.
push back recording another weekend because of me.
It's been a
Listen,
while.
Listen, February was busy. I think everybody can agree February was really busy this year for
February,
some
it
reason.
was busy. Like, I don't know why. It
Because you're
was.
almost a doctor.
It's
Woo!
crazy. Woo! But yeah. But anyway, she
Uh,
escapes to more. She no, she escapes and then she wants to go to Morris, but then her friend Gemma is there outside. She's like, "Hey, girl, give me a
yeah,
ride."
Gemma's there and she's like, give me a ride. And so Gemma does, but it's not really Gemma, it's the
Fuck.
entity.
Because real Gemma calls her phone, and that's how she knows it's not her because Gemma's right next to her, and she's like, "Nobody really likes you, Skye," and so she says like mean stuff.
Yeah.
She like Yeah. But then she like takes over her own self and she's like, I'm in control. You're not real, you're not real. And she's actually the one driving. So she actually
Hmm.
overtakes the
Yeah.
entity for a minute there.
This movie's a trip, but in a good
It
way.
Yeah. And then she goes to Morris and she's like, I don't fucking care, Morris. Let's just do this.
Yeah, so they do it. The entity appears as her former self from the car wreck. After a struggle, she fights it off and injects herself with a syringe meant to stop her heart. Unfazed, the entity mockingly affirms that Skye is not in control. Then Skye finds herself on stage for the performance at Herald Square Hall. She sees Joshua, Darius, and a still alive Elizabeth watching from the audience and realizes the entire day has been an illusion. The entity appears as Skye's current self before tearing its stomach open to reveal its true form, a giant, bloody, skinless creature with multiple smiling mouths within one
Oh,
another, which
yeah.
we talked about in the first movie way back when. The monster design is fucking awesome,
It's
and
scary. I
it's so
know.
scary. And I think it's, from memory, I think it's mostly practical.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
It looks practical to me, like a big stilt monster,
Yeah.
big
Uh,
puppet.
Skye screams, falls into a trance before the entity rips Skye's mouth apart, preparing to crawl
Oh,
inside. To the crowd, it appears that Skye has collapsed and is choking. A possessed Skye stands up and fatally stabs herself in the eye with the microphone in front of thousands of horrified spectators. And now all of those spectators are cursed,
cursed.
which is insane. I if they do a third
Insane.
movie, that it's gonna be insane.
Dude. So after this movie was over, I watched this with Luke and he's like, I don't understand, like what was real? So he Googled like what
Mhm.
whenever like her like hallucinations began and the whole time after she calls Gemma and apologizes, when Gemma calls back immediately, from there on, it's like not real. Like nothing she's seeing is actually like 100% real until like the end when she's on stage. It's like or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's so, yeah, it's so crazy because like I love movies like this where you really don't know. Oh,
Yeah, and
yeah, but this was excellent.
I'm just really happy that they were able to take this concept and just
Yeah, it's working well.
elevate it.
I know.
I don't know if they can pull a third movie off and have it be as good, but the insanity that could ensue
Yeah.
from how
Oh,
this movie ended is going to be spectacular.
right. Yeah, that's got a lot of potential.
I don't know who a main character in that scenario could be because you have thousands of people who've just been cursed,
Yeah.
and that's going to escalate so quickly.
I know. Yeah. What could it be? I mean, I wonder if they are thinking about a Smile 3 at this point. Let me Google that. Smile 3. Oh shit. Maybe. Unless, well, I can't trust AI overview.
Oh, yeah.
Can I? But dude, 2 months ago on Reddit, Smile 3 begins filming in 2025. Is this true?
Oh, oh, she. Let me
Dude,
see if
what
there's
the fuck?
anything on Wikipedia
Yeah, can
to
you like, yeah, can you
accolade
verify?
future in September 2024.
Uh,
Writer director Parker Finn confirmed plans to continue the franchise with a third film, stating, "We've maybe only scooped a single glass of water out of the ocean. I think it's really fun to imagine a lineage of Smile movies where each one becomes more off the rails than the previous one." In December, it was reported that Smile 3 was in the works to start filming in 2025. Okay, so they're going to do it.
Hell yeah.
So,
Okay, so
I
we'll
mean,
be
as long as
prepared for
Parker Finn
that.
is controlling his
Yes.
IP, I think
Yeah.
3 is going to be really good.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, it says the success of Smile 2 has led Paramount Pictures to greenlight the third entry in the franchise. The original Smile film grossed 217 million worldwide on a budget of 17 million, so that's pretty good. Smile 3 could be even scarier than the first two films. Can you imagine?
Ooh.
Oh my God. The film could delve further into the world of the Smile franchise. Thanks, AI. That's crazy. Thank you. I'm expecting that.
Ooh.
Oh gosh. Yeah, well, this sounds cool, and we have a third one to look forward to, so that is pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't really, in terms of production, I don't have a lot of notes other than the face bashing with the weight was some gnarly
Yes.
shizio. This movie looked very good. It looked very stunning. I liked
Yeah.
just the idea of someone with that kind of Taylor Swift level of fame
Yeah.
getting cursed by the entity and
Yeah.
then killing themselves in front of the audience and bestowing that curse on everybody because like Taylor Swift sold out these
Mhm.
giant football stadiums.
Oh yes, yes.
So,
Multiple times for like 2 years, right? Crazy. The
yeah.
tours are so long.
Yeah.
Yes. And this was her
So,
opening tour.
yeah.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
um and then I liked the scene with the fan meetup
Oh
because you
yeah.
truly could not tell if the entity was any one of those people because they are just the entity isn't the only dangerous thing in her life, and that's true for any celebrity.
Yeah, like how about that like crazy
That crazy
guy?
fan who loves
Oh
her
my God.
and
And then he like like it looked like he got into her apartment, but it was like the entity
yeah,
like being him, but like naked. And I was like, oh, hey. But I was like
yeah.
happy that there was a penis and not no boobs at all. And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
we
What do you
love
say? What do you think about that,
I'm
men?
an equal opportunist nudist.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love peen, love boobs.
Yeah, same here.
Um, yeah, and the music was great. I think you
It
can actually
was.
listen to Skye Riley's music. And
Yeah, because
again, Naomi
yeah,
Scott is
she's
an
a
actual singer.
musician.
She was Jasmine in
Yeah.
Aladdin, so she's got a great voice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I love the details of this movie. It felt like a real celebrity. And one of the reviews I was reading was you can't really, sometimes it's easy to forget you're in a horror movie watching this really good um, story about a musician trying to have a comeback. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, all the smile stuff happens and you remember
Yeah.
where you are. And
Right.
I really liked that balance. It was really well done. And this movie is just so great to look at, just like the first one was great to look at. They're different
Yeah.
aesthetics,
Yes, very
but
much.
they both look great, and I look forward to seeing how Parker Finn escalates this world one more time.
Parker Finn directed the first one too, right?
I think so. I think it's his franchise. I think he did the original concept short film.
Yes, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yep. I see that here now. Nice.
Yeah, Laura Hasn't Slept, which is the original short film everything is based
Oh,
on.
that's cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Parker Finn just looks like, how you probably think a horror director would look.
Yeah, that's what I expect from a horror director.
Yeah,
He's
me
got the
too.
George Romero glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, like the glasses and like the beard and just like
Yeah.
looking pretty nonchalant. He's 37. Wow. I'm loving these young guys doing this crazy
Yeah.
cool stuff.
Love seeing young directors and
Hell
young
yeah.
directors who are getting like
Dude, yes.
final cut privileges. Zach
Yeah.
Krieger of Barbarian, after Barbarian, he has final cut
Ah,
privileges, meaning
nice.
his say goes basically when the movie comes out. And I still need to see Companion. I know he didn't direct that, he produced it, but I still need to see Companion.
I
Uh,
didn't see that either. I didn't see it either.
I did see The Monkey yesterday.
Yes. Oh, how was that?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a lot
Oh,
of fun. I
good.
liked Longlegs a lot, but the tone of the monkey felt much more natural for Osgood Perkins. I think Longlegs was phenomenal. I liked it. There are some aspects of the story I can critique whenever we watch it for the
Yeah.
podcast, which we can. It is on Hulu, I think.
What,
Yeah.
long legs?
Yeah.
Oh, we should. I haven't seen it.
We'll decide that after next week, after we watch the
Yeah.
first episode of Bly Manor.
Fly Manor. Hell yeah.
Um, but this just it was a horror comedy straight up.
Oh,
The gore
cool.
was hilarious. The humor was hilarious.
Oh,
Um,
good. That's kind of
it was just,
refreshing.
yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
critics who say it's the best Stephen King movie in a couple of years
Oh, okay.
because
What Stephen King novel or
it's
story?
it's based on the short story The Monkey.
It's just called The Monkey. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool.
So it was really good. I enjoyed it, and I think Osgood Perkins should kind of lean more into this campy aspect because the campiness was the best part of Longlegs.
Oh, okay,
Um,
yeah. I thought it was so scary though, Sam. People fainted.
Longlegs? People
Yeah.
fainted?
I
Oh.
don't know. I just say that now.
I mean, I guess
When people
I
say it
will
was
say
so
Longlegs has
terrifying.
one of the scariest openings I've experienced.
Really?
Just, oh,
Okay.
it got me
Oh.
good.
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, maybe we should really consider this
Yeah.
for merch. Okay.
Anyway, realistic aspects, being stalked.
Yeah, stalked fame, like you said before, that can be like a nightmare situation as well as something that's really
Yeah.
cool,
Absolutely.
you
I
know.
know we like to make fun of actresses who do almost exclusively Hallmark movies.
Uh,
However, I think that's the perfect level of fame. if
Yeah,
I'm being
absolutely.
honest. You're doing
Yeah.
what you love, which is acting, and
Uh-huh.
you can still go to the grocery store.
Yeah, no, that's so, so true. Yeah. There's like one or two actors that like kind of like emerge from that and are bigger, or
Hmm.
like big actors that like kind of guest. But apart from that, yeah, it's all the same people and they just kind of are in that range where unless you're a Hallmark person, you don't won't
Hmm.
recognize them.
Yeah.
So that's
And I
safe
have
bet.
heard
Yeah.
that Hallmark is very accommodating to mothers who are
Oh,
actors. So
yeah.
that's why a lot of you have these actors who may have done like some big stuff in the early 2000s, but they are semi-retired and still act in these Hallmark movies because they're very accommodating to
Yeah.
families.
Right. Yeah, I heard that Hallmark is actually like also like very like you just said I'm just gonna say also accommodating overall because it's like so comfortable with like the
Hmm.
space that the actors are put in, the food that they're
Yeah.
provided, like all the stuff. I feel like it's a really good environment.
Yeah.
So people probably just love it, you know, just love to do
Yeah.
it. And they and
And
it's like they're successful too, you know what I mean? Because it's like love that shit.
yeah, and whoever the CEO of Hallmark is now, I think their goal is to make the channel and movies more diverse. So we have a lot more queer characters appearing and
Yeah.
starring in Hallmark movies. And that's why Candace Cameron Bure is no longer affiliated with Hallmark because they were like, yeah, we're going to start featuring gay characters in our movies in predominant roles.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man.
Like they've even let two girls kiss in a movie once.
Oh my gosh.
And not just any movie, a Christmas movie.
Oh no.
And
The
it was a
horror.
good movie. It was
Oh,
a
that's
good movie.
good. Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, that level of fame is just horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like
Yeah.
like just to have a fan base like the Swifties who write
Uh-huh.
fucking dissertations on everything you do and everyone
Yeah.
you date. I could not be normal. I could not handle that well.
Right. Having, let's see, having that trauma of like that the car accident situation
Oh
with
yeah.
like the boyfriend.
And then having that trauma
Yeah.
publicly,
Yes. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
allowed to process and grieve and deal with your substance
Uh-huh.
abuse privately. And we see in the movie the paparazzi videos of her in this mental state, losing it,
Mm-hmm.
not doing well at all.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Let's see. I would say also she kind of has like a loneliness about her. She has only one
Hmm.
friend.
Yeah.
Her mom is like her manager. You know what I mean? She has like
Yeah.
nobody really to like
Yeah.
rely on or depend on. Her boyfriend's dead.
Yeah. Her mom's not really her mom anymore. She's definitely
Yeah.
more of a manager than a
Yeah.
mom. So
Yeah.
she doesn't have a
Yeah.
great support group, which again comes from that level
Yeah.
of fame. And
Mm-hmm.
it's very lonely when you're on top.
Yeah. 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 So that and then other realistic, I can't even say like I guess I could say well no, it's not realistic, but like a really good like horrifying thing is just like not knowing your own reality,
Hmm.
kind of like being confused, being not in control
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I don't know, there's a deeper metaphor in there, but like yeah, it's not that's not the realistic one,
Like,
but still scary.
would it be
Yeah.
psychosis where you're not really in control of?
Yeah, like your delusional psychosis, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's like the state of things, you're so stressed
Hmm.
out, you're losing time. Like there's really cool scenes in the movie where she would like blink and then it would be like daytime or nighttime. She'd like lose hours. I love when that happens in like movies and when it's portrayed in that way because they're like, oh shit, what time is it? Like it's already like 12 hours have passed. Because that can sometimes really happen to people. But yeah, that stuff's really terrifying.
Hmm.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's all I have. I'm gonna
Yeah,
give
yeah.
this an yeah, it fucked me up.
Aw, yeah, that fucked me up. Yeah, it was a great, great movie.
So good.
Can't say enough. Yeah. What else? Yeah, that's it. We graded it. That's it. You guys,
It's it.
we did
We did it. We're back.
it. We're back, guys. You can watch this movie. Where did I watch this
I
movie?
watched it on Paramount Plus.
I think that's where I watched it too. Yeah, Paramount Plus, you guys. There, I just saw that there's MGM Plus.
Oh, yeah,
There's
that's
so many things.
been around. But yeah, it is on
Oh
Paramount
yeah,
Plus, which I
Paramount
am
Plus.
currently paying for the next couple of months because of Yellow
Yellow
Jackets.
Jackets, hell yeah.
But it's all good because there's some stuff on Paramount Plus I want to watch anyway, like Smile 2.
Yes, absolutely. So when we get we just got to really take a look at the horror selection because there's a lot of good stuff on these streaming platforms. All right, guys. Well, in that case, um, thanks for tuning into our episode. We are the Real Horror Show podcast. Our host is Sam Odie, and I'm the co-host, Stormy Skies. The podcast was created by Sam Odie and Stormy Skies and is directed, edited, and produced by Sam Odie. You can find Sam on Instagram at Sam is Writing Stuff, and you can find Stormy on Instagram at The Stormy Skies. You can find the Real Horror Show podcast on Spotify, TuneIn, iTunes, Google Play Store, Pandora, and anywhere you like to stream your podcasts. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you're always in the know when a new episode comes out. Follow us on social media. You can find the Real Horror Show podcast on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook, and Blue Sky. We do more than just podcasts. We love to write and have plenty of great movie reviews and essays, all of which can be found on our website, realhorrorshow.com. We love hearing from our listeners. You can ask us a question or send us a movie request to review by DMing us on social media. Or you can send us an email at realhorrorshowpodcast@gmail.com. Call for guests. Do you love horror movies? Are you a podcaster, a content creator, a movie lover, or anyone in between who is a listener to our show? We would love to have you as a guest on one of our episodes. Reach out to us via social media DM or email us at realhorrorshowpodcast@gmail.com. Our podcast episodes featuring guests are all listed on our website, realhorrorshow.com. We are so thankful for all of our listeners. You are the life force of our podcast, and it wouldn't really exist without you. Thank you all for making this podcast real and supporting us as we record every week. You can support us in different ways, such as liking and sharing our podcast episodes on social media. Giving us a review will help the podcast more than you know and will help other listeners find it too. You can also donate to Real Horror Show by visiting our support page on our website. You can make a one-time donation via PayPal. Buy us a coffee with the Buy Us a Coffee button, or explore our very interesting Amazon wish list. And any other pertinent news?
I think that's all I have.
Yeah, it's March now, guys. Um, the thing that we're on to next is we're gonna start watching the Haunting of Bly Manor show on Netflix to continue with our Flanahan thing.
Yeah.
What are we calling it?
My shit. Rewind. Flanagan Rewind.
Rewind. Okay, yeah.
Retrospective rewind.
Retrospective. It's the retrospective because we did a Saw rewind.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Our outro song is called Creepy Doll by Jonathan Coulton, and he can be found at jonathancoulton.com. Thank you, fuck off, and have a swell evening. This is Real Horror Show signing off.
Bye.
Bye.